Going live. Going live. Going live. I love it, bro. I love it. I love it. I want more of it. All right, Pops. Oh, if you've been there, you know, you know. If you've been there, you know, you know. Shall I clean my glasses? I think I shall. We're getting close to the top of the hour. Okay. Glasses first. Okay. Then cell phone. Well, I know what that is. Okay. Phone is done. It's 7 a.m. It's 7 a.m. It's 7 a.m. Good morning, business builders, and welcome to Business for Breakfast, where business is the most important meal of the day. I'm your host, Aaron Novinger, the Venti Business Guy, otherwise known as VBG. Our goal on this show is to make you 1% smarter today by unpacking business news over the last 24 hours, sprinkle with tips and tricks to help you mind your own business. I know you're not here for me. I know you're not. You are here for the morning mark. I know. That's why I'm here, to be honest with you. I'm here for the morning mark. But what is the morning mark? Well, here it is. No props required. No drinks, no gear. Just you and a functioning brain. We'll work with what we've got. Wherever you are, desk, truck, kitchen, job site, standing or sitting. It doesn't matter. Pick one thing you will finish today. Not a list, not 10, not 3, just one. Now mark it mentally and write it down. That is the line in the sand. That's the thing the day doesn't get to erase. This is the pause that sharpens the edge, the moment that turns noise into signal. It's the tiny act that makes business owners dangerous in a good way. That, my friends, is your morning mark. Your day has officially started. Now, let's dive in while you drive. All right, I'll dive while you drive today. Okay. Now, my favorite thing to do now is this day in history. So, you guys know that, well, actually, before we jump into, well, I'll do this day in history. Are you guys ready? Thank you, Justin. Appreciate you, sir. I try, man. I try. You are going to, I'm not kidding. I say this every day, but the amount of stuff that happens on planet Earth on a particular day of the year, basically since we've been recording time, it's amazing. Today, you guys know, guaranteed. If you listen to my show, put me on 1.5 speed. If you can hear me, I'll be talking like a chipmunk. But if you can, this day in history, that alone makes you 1% smarter. That alone, okay? But check it. So, 1958, the Lego brick is patented. The Lego brick, the freaking Lego brick, right? The guy's name was Gottfried Kirk Christensen, head of the Lego Group, filed the patent for the iconic plastic building brick. Is that not insane? Okay. Let's see. 1807. This day in history, January 28th. First streetlights. London's Pall Mall became the first street in the world to be illuminated by gaslight, a major leap forward in urban safety and nightlife. What? Are you guys? I don't know, man. This is like, I nerd out on this stuff. Okay. Major world events. In 1915, on this day, The U.S. Coast Guard was created. Yeah, yeah. President Woodrow Wilson signed the act creating the United States Coast Guard as a military branch, merging the life-saving services and the revenue cutter service. I don't even know what revenue cutter service is, but oh, 1547. So this is a few hundred years ago. Death of Henry VIII. The infamous King of England died at the age of 55. His death led to the coronation of his 9-year-old son, Edward VI, and marked a period of immense religious and political transition in England. 1547. How about some famous birthdays on January 28th? Jackson Pollock, the American painter, birthday today. He's like famous for his drip technique. Go check him out. His stuff is amazing. Alan Alda. Okay, so if you were like me, born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s, party in the 90s, then you remember your parents watching a show called MASH. Okay. Alan Alda. That's the dude. Okay. Let's see. Anybody else? Elijah Wood has a birthday today. He was the guy that is famous for portraying Frodo Baggins in The Lord of the Rings. Elijah Wood. Crazy, right? What else happened this day in history? 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster. And one of the most tragic moments in space history, the Challenger disintegrated 73 seconds after liftoff from Cape Canaveral. And listen, I was in 4th grade, and the entire world, if you were in elementary school, probably all schools, they made you watch this in class. They made us watch it. Okay. So every classroom around basically my entire school had a TV wheeled in. I don't even know how they had that many TVs, by the way, because every classroom had a TV watching it. Oh, I know. They basically did the grades together. So it was like all 4th grade had a TV and we watched it, and each grade had their own TV. I remember exactly where I was and who was sitting next to me, all watching as we watched this thing go up and go, pew, and smoke fumes go like this. And then as a 4th grader, I like looked around, and you're trying to gauge, is this good or bad? Is this like normal? Because you've never seen a space shuttle like launch before, and you've never seen this happen. So then you look at the teachers. And remember, Kristen McCullough was a teacher on here. So it was a big deal for all schools. This is the reason why all schools across the country were watching it, because we had Kristen McCullough, who was actually the first teacher in space. And that's literally what happened. And so we looked at the teachers, and it was like, they froze. And we're like, that can't be good. That happened on this day in history. I remember like it was yesterday. I was about 10 years old. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Yeah, man. But let's have a fun fact for today. Today, are you guys ready for this? Is National Blueberry Pancake Day. Finally, I always love, like, if something tragic in history, we have to finish it up with something fun, something amazing. And so today is National Blueberry Pancake Day. So go get yourself some IHOP, some original Pancake House, whatever it is close to you. Grab you one of those, sprinkle in some blueberries, because today's your day. Today is your day. Now, before we jump into our juicy news, you guys know I have a tiny microscopic disclaimer. I always want to let you guys know we talk about business growth and economy here for Business Breakfast, but I do not hold any security licenses. Okay. So this show is for educational entertainment purposes only and doesn't constitute financial recommendations. My job here is to help you run your business like a Fortune CEO, not manage your portfolio. Now, I know why you're here. You're here for the juicy news. The juicy news. The juicy news. That's right. Juicy news. And we have so much in the news today. I'm telling you, man, if you guys will be intentional, and I don't even care if you guys listen to this live, but the purpose of this show is, as a business owner, a mom and pop owner, nobody helps us. We don't have our own board of directors. We don't have people that we pay to consult with us. We got to figure all this stuff out ourselves. So I kind of want to be your like personal mentor for the day. Like, I want to be the guy that's like, you got this, boy. You got this, gal. Like, you got this. Let's encourage, inspire. I want to educate a little bit. But in the end of the day, the purpose of the show is to help you mind your own business a little better today, right? So the purpose of the top news of the day is simple, like, because you guys understand that if you guys are in the know, you guys are able to react faster than the big boys, than big co. So little co, okay, or small co and big co, Okay, so small us mom and pop venti shops. Okay, we are like a speedboat. We can turn on a dime. We're like a jet ski. We're like meow meow, like meow 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 meow, bow 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 bow. You know how jet skis are. You're like meow, spinning that thing around, right? That's us. So we can move 100 times faster than Big Co, right? So when I tell you guys what's going on, come on, bro. This is about you guys being able to move and pivot on a dime, right? So it's very strategic. It's very strategic. Whoa. By the way, I am reading the news with you guys as I do it. I tell everybody, like, one of my favorite follows is Mike Benz. If you want like the n- nitty grittiest digging, and he's got like a savant brain where he like remembers everything, but he will literally, as he's talking with you, go to AI, do some searching, and then literally as things come together, he has like these aha moments, and he reacts with you. That's me. I intentionally try to do very, very little, just make sure that everything looks cool, but I really try not to delve too much in it because I want to respond with you. Are you tracking? Are you tracking? Okay. All right. Here is the big, big number one story. Amazon Fresh and Go store closures, a local opening. That's the title. Here's the story. Amazon has officially begun shuttering all Amazon Fresh and Go locations, pivoting instead to expanding its Whole Foods footprint and same day delivery hubs. Okay. So if you guys remember, I think it was yesterday's show, I talked specifically about experimenting. Is in the last 2 days, specifically about Jeff Bezos, Amazon, and experimenting. And I think I was tying it into his Rule 80, his like age 80 regret rule. I think is what it's actually called. And he was talking about how he experiments a lot. He tries different things. And this is another perfect example of a huge experiment that failed, but it doesn't matter because the company that experiments the most wins, just the way it is. Meaning the company that experiments the most then measures the results and then course corrects. So it's really like 3 steps: experiment, measure the results, course correct. The companies that do those 3 things most in your industry win. The purpose of this show is to help you dominate your market and double your profits. We're going to help you do that on the show. I'm telling you. And so, but this is a huge deal because this is actually what they're doing is they're actually creating, going to the whole food market, grocery. It's like a physical, what they're calling a grocery desert in urban pockets previously dominated by tech retail. So independent markets and boutique grocers have a prime opportunity to step in and capture displaced foot traffic. So where these little Amazon Fresh and Go locations, like a little, like what they're saying here is a perfect little pop in there is like a 7-Eleven because now you have a void. And so, and 7-Elevens, when it comes to franchising, actually pretty affordable. They're on the more popular franchises. 7-Elevens have to be, they're pretty affordable. They really are. McDonald's way, way up there, but 7-Eleven pretty decent. So understand this is a big thing. And this is a perfect example of what I was talking about where an experiment, it didn't work. And Amazon and Bezos openly talks about this. Pets.com didn't work. Their Amazon phone didn't work, but some experiments that did work for them. AWS, Prime, these were all experiments. Customer reviews. You know that Amazon literally invented the entire world runs off reviews. Amazon started it for books. It was so controversial, and the authors fought so hard and lobbied so hard, and it almost didn't happen. Could you even fathom a world today, 25-ish years later, of no reviews? That was an experiment. It worked. hmm It worked. What else is going on in the news today, people? Ah, on X, go follow Chamath P. I cannot pronounce his last name, and I want to honor him and not pronounce it. But this was, excuse me, a couple days ago. So this chart shows that the top 1% of California taxpayers are responsible for more than 33% of all tax dollars. Now, the reason why this is in the news, because in the last week or so, California has been proposing a 5% wealth tax. Mhm. Which, of course, we know for people that are worth 8, 9, 10 plus figures, this is a huge thing for them because we know that usually business owners, they might be worth a lot. Okay. But the majority of their money is tied up. They don't typically like cash sitting. They'll keep a safety net of cash, but the rest of it's usually deployed into businesses or projects. And so I'll give you a perfect example because the Google boys, right? LPSB, right? Larry Page, Sergey Brin. These dudes, I think they own collectively, like, I think they're collectively like maybe 25% ish of Alphabet, Google's parent. And I think Google's worth, just call it 4 trillion ish. Okay. So that's like each of them like a trillion, right? So just imagine like 1% tax for the next 5 years on a trillion. But here's the worst part, that's tied up in stock. So it's like they have it sitting in their savings account. This is what I'm saying. Politicians oftentimes are disconnected to how the real world works. And you see this a lot of times, the disconnection, because they tend to basically live kind of like in their own kingdom in the castle on top of the hill. And they never make it out of the gates into the village to see how the peasants are living. They don't. And so when you say and do stuff like this, they're doing it for short term cash flow. And their mindset is, we know this is going to cost us in the long run, but we'll be way gone and we'll let somebody else deal with it. That is literally their mindset, which we know works temporarily because it fixes it today, and the current politicians get to take credit for an influx of cash flow. But it is absolutely unequivocally damaging and destroying an economy the same way tariffs do. It's the same thing where it's quick cash, but its purpose is, if you guys remember, we talk about it every day, the 3 Ps of primal existence: pain, pleasure, pattern recognition, the 3 Ps. As soon as somebody leaves a state, right? So they've had a pattern of being there. I love it. The weather's great, blah, blah, right? But once they leave, no, never going back. Never. The pattern's been broken. Okay. Remember, pain, pleasure. So it's painful being there. They change to where it's pleasurable and they start building patterns around that. But their mind still remembers over here was painful. They're not going back. It is the most destructive thing you can do to a state is do things like this. But the current administration doesn't care because it doesn't affect them today. Matter of fact, they won't even see the effect of this for probably 3 to 5 years. Probably. Are you tracking? That's what I'm saying, man. So it's a big deal. But when the top taxpayers leave California, then guess what? The middle class and businesses will be left to foot the bill. You get it. Us mom and pop venti shops are already the most underpaid, overworked, most stressed, worst physical health, um, because we have no economies of scale. So we pay the highest cost of all of our services that we need to run our business, including our COGS. And it is, for us, it's horrible news. So, and not only that, we know that all the rules and regulations, they do that on purpose to, and they exponentially affect mom and pop venti shops more than businesses that wouldn't be considered small business according to the SBA, which is 0 to 500 employees. So basically, any business over 500 employees tends to weather those type of new laws and regulations easier because they have team members, people on staff who they have an expertise in that one thing. You're like, and by the way, part of your job this week is also start doing that. Okay, that's cool. Whatever. That's it. You get what I'm saying? But now, as a mom and pop venti shop owner, remember, you as the owner have to spin all 7 plates yourself. You spin all 7 plates. Please explain to me who is going to basically make sure this is happening and followed. Nobody. Which means on top of you not following it, then you're going to deal with pains or penalties, fines, and interest because you're not following a law that you simply do not have the ability or capacity to do because it's just you. Maybe a couple team members, but those team members are literally running the day-to-day, greeting and servicing customers, not really running the business. And this has to be somebody that's running the business, working on the business, not in the business, right? It's a big deal, man. It's a big, big deal. So what else is going on in the news today? What? What? Oh, this is big. 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 Here's the title. Minimum wage hikes hit 20 plus jurisdictions. Here's the story. As of late January, over 20 local jurisdictions, including San Diego and Palo Alto, have finalized their 2026 rate adjustments, with many hitting the 17 plus dollar an hour mark. Okay. Why is this such a big deal? Because let me help you understand why. And by the way, if the government's actually cared about us, if they actually cared about the working class, if they actually cared about mom and pop venti shops, then they would have rules in place. Things like if you have less than 50 employees, you are exempt from this. Because let me explain to you why. Okay, so we know that last year Gavin Newsom decided to raise fast food workers' minimum wage to $20 an hour. Okay. And we know why. Okay. We know that he did it purely because he was focused on generating short term cash for the state, because the state gets a piece of that because the state gets income tax, right? So they knew raising that over thousands and thousands and thousands of people across this huge state. And California, I believe, has the most restaurants per capita than any state in the union, or they did for years. So they raise it. Now, McDonald's, understand how this works. So McDonald's in that state, okay, where we got raised to $20, but because they sell a zillion hamburgers, right? They basically raise the price of the burger by, let's say, 10 cents, because they're able, because they have economies of scale, so they can take that price point and divide it by what they sell per day, right? You guys tracking with this, right? This is making sense to you, okay? But if you don't have economies of scale, how do you do this? You have two choices, two, as the owner: not raise your prices, and literally you're already not profiting. Restaurants already are some of the lowest profiting service industries out there. Okay. And I know because we've been doing small business accounting for almost 60 years, and literally a third of our customers are mom and pop restaurant owners. So we know the industry really well. We service it really, really strongly. And so we know it. The reporting, their profits, what their COGS are, all of the line items in their P&L, what they are, we know it really well. How does a hamburger place, one location, maybe two or three, now everybody's $20 an hour? McDonald's went up 10 cents a hamburger and they're still profitable. What does the mom and pop venti shop have to do with no economies of scale? What's their price increase per burger? $2. Did you hear me? Every single time a state, federal, state, or local revenue collecting agency decides to do this and not put in limitations where it doesn't affect the mom and pop, you quite literally are putting them out of business. The way it is today, it's not a matter of if, but when you go out of business, if you're a mom and pop. But long, long gone are the days if you had this idea, I want to have the best damn sandwich shop in my town, or the best damn coffee shop in my town. Nope. Nope. You can, but understand the big boys keep getting bigger and keep squeezing you out of price points. And so, unfortunately, you will have to raise your prices so high that to go to your sandwich shop, somebody will have to agree to pay 30 to 50% more going to your place than Panera. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm just telling you it's the way it is. Okay. So that's the reason why this is a big deal, man. And why it affects us so much more exponentially, right? It's like, you've heard this before. If you know anything about stocks and options, a tiny movement in a stock is a huge movement in the option. That's how it is. A tiny little law in these governments, and they literally don't even care. They don't even care. And so this little thing, like, it's not a big deal. Businesses, it's a little minor little thing here. It's like a little, it's a little stock. It's a little movement here. But to us mom and pop venti shops, it's an option. It's like 100x like feel to us, right? So that's why this is so important and such a big deal for us. Okay. What else is going on in the news? Oh, this is a biggie. This is a biggie. So we saw this week, Bloomberg was reporting that gold's dramatic gains. So that's like the title, Gold's Dramatic Gains. And here's the story. The metal has more than doubled over the last 2 years. Okay. It's driving home bullion historic, what does it say? Are driving home bullion's historic role as a gauge of fear in markets. And this is true. So you can see this all the time. So there is something called the VIX. It's an index that measures volatility. It's a volatility index. Okay, so its ticker symbol is VIX. Okay, watch it. Go pull up side by side the VIX chart and the price of gold, and tell me if they don't align. Why? Right? We know the reason. Okay, gold. Go watch any of your independent journalists, like all these guys, right? I mean, there's so many of them, and all of them have some gold distributor that they're basically marketing for. Go check them out at blah blah, gold.com, or my site / get your gold now, whatever it is, because it is killing it. Why is it killing it? Because even though everybody's like optimistic, the way let me explain to you. If I can give you an example or an analogy, and I know analogies aren't great, but this is going to help you understand the difference between the optimism index and like the volatility index. Okay, so optimism index is like our belief and our feeling that we're doing well. So imagine you're in a race, like, and you're going around a track. Okay, so just think like you're in a NASCAR race. Okay, so I think, does everybody turn left? I think everybody turns left in NASCAR. Okay, but so you're in first place. So your optimum index is high. Like you're driving, but you're like, I feel fantastic. I know where I'm placed. I'm feeling good. I'm great, right? But here's where you can be optimistic and also um, volatile, and also like have like nervous, optimistic and nervous. Okay, because if both things can be true, you feel really good about your position and where you're situated right now in the race that you're running. But imagine if you also had the back of your mind that somebody told you before the race, just so you won't know when, but at some time somebody's going to throw a washing machine out on the track, but you don't know when. What? So now do you understand what I'm talking about? How both things can be true, where you can be doing really well in the race, and so your optimism is really high in your place in your race, but you're also nervous that there's about to be a washing machine thrown at you. That's VIX. That's gold. You can be thinking your business is doing really well and you're positioned well, customers are flowing, we got a little bit of cash flow here. Great. But that's not the same thing as, oh, by the way, at some time somebody's going to throw a washing machine out. So volatility is like you're waiting for the washing machine. So when that is high, that means lots and lots of people are waiting for the washing machine to show up on the track, to be thrown out there. Okay. When that is high, look at the price of precious metals, not just gold. I'm telling you, they directly tie. Okay. All right. What else is in the news? You know what? I saw this quote and I wanted to share it with us black sheep. Okay. And you know what I'm talking about? All of us mom and pop venti shop owners, we basically went out, did something that nobody else has done. We literally wake up every day like, why did we do this? Why couldn't it just been like a boring engineer working at like Lockheed or Boeing? Had the greatest gig on planet Earth, zero stress, greatest pension, greatest benefits. Why? But I saw this quote by Mahatma Gandhi, and I thought it resonated with me. And if it resonates with me, I have a pretty good pulse on the rest of us. And it said, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. Damn, damn. Let me do it again. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. Oh God. So I need to find out. Ask yourself, where are you in that equation? Because if they're fighting you, you're about to win, right? Like if you're catching major fire, major heat for what you're doing in your industry, you're about to win. You're about to win. Come on now. I know I'm preaching to somebody this morning. Are we ready for our church service? Come on now. All right. What else is going on and knows? Oh, this is a biggie. This is a biggie. But before we get into the biggie, I know a lot of you guys that watch the show. You get throughout the day, you guys are just catching up on the news. And I also know that talking about it, that we feel like we're black sheep, that we're basically by ourselves, and all of the white sheep are in the corner of the pen, like laughing at us, like, bah, bah, like you're a moron, bah, moron, bah. Okay. And we're like, what? We just had this idea that we're playing, that we want to do. We feel like it's going to add value. I want to be helpful. I want to be useful to the world, whatever it is. Okay. And then, um, but you have no help. You have nobody giving you assistance. You don't have a board of directors. You don't have huge influxes of cash flow to hire people that have degrees or are experts in spinning one of the 7 plates of service. You just don't. You have to do it yourself. And that's where we come into play. We're the only accounting firm on earth that is really designed. It's two part what we do. We do what every other accounting firm does, and we document what you did yesterday to make sure that you're by the book for the federal, state, and local revenue collecting agency. That's just what everybody does. But please explain to me how the hell that helps you run your business. It don't. It don't. Okay. And that's where part 2 comes into play. Accountability. You need it. I need it. Tiger Woods needs it. Even Tiger Woods needs a swing coach. And so this year, we are launching, and we do it the first of the month. We open up peer advisory groups to you. So if you are interested in a peer advisory group, and what this is real simple. It's a group of 6 to 8 peers like you, small business owners. Once a week, you guys come together. When the group starts, I open up the first of the month and I close them out. And how many new people come in, we form our groups, right? And out of that group, there are 12-week sessions. You come to the group the very first time with your goals for the next 12 weeks. And you're going to get 3 things out of your peer advisory group. Number 1, you're going to get clarity on your goals. 2, you're going to get help. This team that you have, your personal board of directors, is going to personally help you accomplish your goals, hold you accountable to that. Number 3, which to me is probably the most important, help you minimize mistakes, especially the mistakes that cost you freaking money, man, especially those. Standard Oil, this dude right here, regardless of what you think of him, made the fewest business mistakes of anybody in recorded history. Why? He had something called an executive council. He didn't make a decision in this business that had to spend $1 without consulting with them first. This peer advisor group is your executive council. Are you excited, bro? Come on, man. I know you are. I know you. I'm giddy. So if you want information about our peer advisory groups, if you have questions about accounting, like bookkeeping, taxes, the new OBBBA laws and how that affects you, you've got an idea of this business, but you've been sitting there and it's like, oh my God, this is the year I'm going to do something about it. You want to talk about consulting, whatever it is. You've got 2 ways to get to us. 2, businessforbreakfastradio.com. Submit a question. I'll respond back. We'll reply on air, or schedule a time for us to talk directly. Speakwithaaron.com. Speakwithaaron.com. And that's aaron.com. All right. Now let's get back into some juicy news. Juicy news. All right. What else? Oh, this is a biggie. I'm not sure how it's going to play out, but Google has been on the offensive since OpenAI came out with their chat. Okay. Google and Alphabet has been murdering it. Just go try Gemini, and oh my God, go try Nana Banana. That's their image generator. I'm not kidding. I swear. Let me just tell you how good Alphabet is making this. Okay. My son and daughter-in-law had their first baby a few weeks ago. And like the week before, they already knew it was a girl, and her name's like Tatum. Okay. Which, I give names to everything, which means by default, the rest of her life, for me, her name is now Tater Tot. She has no choice. My mind creates name associations for everything. It's part of my illness that I have. Okay. So I go to Nano and I'm like, find me a picture of a tater tot. Okay. And then make it look like the cutest baby ever that would win like a Gerber Baby Award. And I swear on my life, this thing spits out a 4K picture of the cutest damn thing you've ever seen. Okay. Actually, let me just show you, because you know what? I talk about it. Let me just show you this picture. When you see this, your mind, your brain, and your head are going to literally fly off your body. Images. Are we ready? Wait. Oh my God. Okay. Wait, are you ready? Oh my God. Okay. Okay, it's coming. Hold on, hold on. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, are you guys ready? Get ready. Get ready. This came straight from Nana Banana. Okay, and I told you the prompt that I put in there. Ready? I know. Is that not the freaking cutest thing you've ever seen on planet Earth? On planet Earth. Okay, I know. I know. That is Nano Banana. You got to try out Gemini, bro. Like, for sure, I was an OG on chat, but because of its hallucinations, I'm like a Gemini dude now. Like between Gemini and Grok, those are my babies. And so I'm telling you guys, you've got to do this. And the reason I'm bringing this up is to go back to the story that Google, because they're being so intentional to get more engagement, they are murdering everyone, murdering. Okay. Now they're allowing Google users to give reviews anonymously. Not okay. Not okay. It's the same reason why when you go to Reddit and all that, like Substack and all these different places, and people are just like ripping and being complete buttholes because they're anonymous. I don't know, man. I understand the pros and the cons of both. I do. I can literally wear both sides or flip do both sides of this pancake, because on one side, Google needs more reviews. And if somebody like, let me give you an example. If you're a regular user of a small business, this is actually more relevant to mom and pop venti shops. Okay. You walk in, you're a regular user, but you need to give feedback on something you're seeing. But everybody in the coffee shop knows your name. Like it's Cheers. Okay. You walk in like, everybody knows my name. You're like that deal. Okay. Here's the killer. Like you're not going to post that because you're like, I don't want the owner like giving me like the evil eye every time I come in and order coffee. I'm just trying to let him know when you deliver when you deliver the sandwich, just bring a napkin. So here's one side of the pancake. And remember, no matter how thin that pancake, she always got two sides. Okay. Always got two sides, right? The other side is um to that's to the user, right? But I also understand the other side, which is more engagement, which means if you are an owner, listen to me, listen to me, listen, Linda, listen, Linda. If you had kids that watch Bob's Burger, you know exactly what I'm saying. Listen, Linda. Okay. Here's the dealio. As an owner of a small business, um, you are supposed to take your business personally, but you are not supposed to take your feedback personally. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? Okay. You know that the four C's of feedback, here's what they are: the four C's of feedback: comments, criticisms, complaints, compliments. Four of them. Most people think three are bad and one is good. Wrong. In actuality, three are great, one is okay. Here's the problem: if business owners weren't morons, okay, and like, I am so offended that you're telling me to bring napkins so I service you better. What the hell is wrong with you? Like, honestly, you have so little self-awareness that you just fly off the handle. You just have like a I don't know, a quarter inch long fuse that's always lit and you're always dynamite. And nobody's like, hey, quick question. I got some feedback. What about this? Because you lose your mind and it's costing you your business. It is. Listen to me. Stop doing it. Here's what I want you to do. The next time you get feedback, before you hear it, this has to be before, you must start setting boundaries around this stuff. Okay. You have to start digging new behavior canyons, new ways of doing it. Okay. The next time you're about to receive feedback, have this mental image in your picture. And by the way, this is for the business or you personally. Listen to me. The business or you personally. Okay. Listen, before you receive it, have this image in your mind of a cash register flinging open, like Little House on Prairie, like ching, 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 and the drawer fly, and then just imagine cash going kapoof. Cash is like kapoof. I want you to imagine every single time that you understand the four C's of feedback and you get a comment, criticism, or complaint, you think of it as a cash register and it's going to make you more money. Come on now. That's why we do it. That's why we do it. Businesses that understand the four C's of feedback win. This show is to help you win. It's to help you win. We're going to win. Mark my words. You show up every damn day. We're going to win. And we're creating an army. It's a black sheep army. Trust me on this. It's an army. Okay. What else is going on in the news today? Wall Street Journal's reporting. Big companies such as Pfizer and Amazon are taking co-working space, helping spark a resurgence in shared offices. By the way, I effing love this. Okay. I'm not kidding. Like this, like here's the thing. We work, phenomenal concept. The owner, CEO, a moron. Okay. Not that he's the problem is, and when I say this is a biggie. Um, if you if you're looking for the companies that change the world, find a founder that when the individual is insanely wealthy, he's driving a used piece of crap car. He or she. That's the first thing. And then look for the next thing. They literally count the pennies. Means they're scrappy. Like they literally have a founder's mindset, even when they're huge. Can I give you some examples of this? John D. Rockefeller. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whatever you think of that dude, he was obsessed with the pennies. Obsessed with the pennies. Changing the world. He had a burden to help people. When, most of the people that write history, you have to understand they were already rich before they did it. You only know them of the money. You only know them about the money. And because you don't have their money, you're jelly. Yeah, you're jelly. Or they have it because they did something wrong. No, listen to me, man. Listen to me. The people that change history typically are trying to right a wrong. Did you hear me? They're trying to right a wrong. So the people that write history, John D. Rockefeller was already rich from his import-export business, but he saw that only the rich people could actually use kerosene because that's how it was expensive. And he said, that's not okay. It's not okay that the working class, right, the mom and pop venti shops can't afford kerosene. So what was his plan? We're going to create a company that gives everyday low prices. Are you hearing me? Somebody else to do everyday low prices on good kerosene. Yep. Yep. We needed kerosene for lighting, not for oil or, like for automobiles. That was John D. Rockefeller. Same thing with Henry Ford. It's not okay that only the rich have automobiles. We need to be able to have automobiles. It's not okay that the working class, the mom and pop venti shops, have to get to work muddy. And the rich get to get in their little topped car and crank that thing up. No, it is horseshit. It is not okay. And the people that have a burden to change history and they watch the pennies, holy hell. Oh my God. Those people, those are the ones. Amazon, Bezos, everything that they do starts as an acorn. Musk. They're scrappy, man. They're scrappy. Okay. Look for the scrappy. And when you see, and that was the problem with WeWork, he had a vision, but he did not watch the pennies. I think his name was Adam. He'd always walked around freaking barefoot. Like you're like, dude, you just look like you waste money. Like you look like you have rolls of $10 bills that you use for toilet paper. You just look like that, But people are addicted to vision, bro. Remember the whole Thanos thing with like Elizabeth Holmes? Like it was the most obvious faked person ever because anybody that fakes to be somebody else means they're not authentic. And that's a big deal, man. Today, especially, authenticity wins, right? And this chick was like trying to talk like a dude, like changed her voice, wearing a freaking black turtleneck. What the shit's wrong with you, bro? Be you, right? You do you, man. Like Kelly Clarkson, man, one of the greatest concerts ever. Not in the top 10 for sure, but a good one. She was big on that, man. You be you, right? Do you. Stop this bullcrap. You don't have to copy, man. Don't. And when companies do this, like the big companies, take these malls, bro. Are you kidding? I've dreamt of this day. All these malls, they're basically just consume like acres and acres. First of all, I'm an obsessive walker. And you guys know I do my annual pedaling against Ponzi's bike ride. I leave actually this year, the day after tax season, obviously. And I walk. My 95% of my training is walking on an incline. Okay. If you literally, I swear to God, if this actually happened, Rebecca and I are moving there in a second. Okay. You take a mall and you convert it to freaking apartments. We already know the whole damn thing is a walking track. We already know that. And then it's all nothing but like restaurants and holy crap, dude. Like you understand these malls are quite literally like what we would consider 15-minute cities, or they're actually like 5-minute cities, meaning everything you need, including the movie theater. Listen to me, Linda. Listen, Linda. The movie theater, everything, bookstores, everything. But you live there. Are you kidding? I'm moving tomorrow. And if you saw the picture the Wall Street Journal has, what this looks like, and it looks like a big ass mall, I'm moving there tomorrow. Okay. Okay. And I say that I've been married for 30 years, which you guys know. I'm just saying that clearly. Unless I want to basically live on the couch, there has to be two thoughts and two opinions on that decision. Don't try to be the guy that well, my wife is subservient. You're just an idiot. Here's your scarlet letter M for moron. Yep, we're gonna have a scarlet letter for moron. Don't be a moron. Okay. All right. But what else, guys, is going on in the news today? What? What, you might ask? Well, I know something's going on. You need help. What do you need help in? It's not hard. It's pretty easy. You need your own board of directors. You have nobody helping you today. No one. That's why I do this show. At least you got me, right? I guarantee you, every day you will get 1% smarter. It's humanly impossible unless you're Helen Keller and you can't hear or see. It's the only way. And by the way, we'll find somebody that'll sign in your hand, bro, like this. You know, like walk it out. Remember, School of Rock, walk it out. If you got kids, bro, you'll know what I'm talking about. Millennials, Gen Z kids, we watch the hell out of School of Rock. But understand, this is big, big stuff. And if you guys need help, we can help you. We're the only accounting firm that is on earth that is two parts. The accounting piece, which every accountant does, and then the accountability piece. And we're the accounting firm owned by small business owners. I know what you need because it's what I need. I have my own peer advisory group. And so we open it up to you. You don't have to be one of our customers and they don't cost any money. Why is it that your help should be behind a locked door? It shouldn't. Why can't you just say, look, I need freaking help. I've been stuck for the last 2 years. I want to make some change, but I don't know how. I got you. Two ways. You want help about peer advisory groups. You want to talk about accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, taxes, the new OBBBA laws that just went into effect. You want to talk about consulting. I've had this idea. I don't know how to get started. I suffer from paralysis by analysis. Yeah, I know. It's the crap we all deal with. Reach out. We got two ways. Business for Breakfast Radio. Hit me up. A question, comment, whatever. I'll reply back, read it on air, or you can talk to me directly. Like I will call you like a doctor directly at the time that you schedule on speakwithaaron.com. Speakwithaaron.com. aaron.com. Are you tracking? Uh-huh. All right. What else is in the news, people? Oh, this is a biggie. Oh my gosh. Got to get rid of some of these freaking bookmarks. I saw this thing on Forbes, and it was a thing on, it was a travel guide, and it introduces the hotel icons list. Okay, so it's basically inside the world's most legendary 5-star hotels. And I just thought, like all of us, wouldn't you like to know what some of them are? Okay, and we know because basically they decide to put all this crap behind a paywall. So you know what I do is I copy the title and I go to Gemini. I know. I go to chat, paste the title, travel guide introduce the hotel list icons, new, okay. What is the top 5 on the list? Top 5 hotels on the list. Let's see what Gem comes up with. You're about to get a gem. You're about to get a gem through Gemini. Oh my God, that's why they did it. The very first Google Alphabet AI had the worst name ever. Like, it was like horrible. And I can't remember what it is now, but it was just dumb. Okay. I was like, what is going on, bro? Like, they've lost their way. That is not the Alphabet way. Okay. But all right. Whoa. What? Okay. Are you guys ready? Top 5 hotels in the world. Are you ready for the list? Some of these you've heard of. Number 1, Hotel de Crillon, a Rosewood hotel in Paris, France. It's a historic palace on the Place de la Concorde that epitomizes French elegance and grandeur. Next time you're in Paris, at least go into the lobby and check this place out, bro. And if you've seen it, please get me some pictures, right? You guys know Business for Breakfast Radio, whatever. Get me some pictures. Let me just see what this looks like. Here's number 2. But that was number 1. Number 2, the Ritz, London. Obviously, London in the UK, iconic landmark known for its neoclassical architecture and world famous afternoon tea service. Would you like some tea and crumpets, sir? Would you like some Grey Poupon, sir? Like, I just see it, bro. Can you see it? Number three, coming here to the US. In the top five, there is one in the US. Guess. It's in Cali. It's in Cali. And if you, again, born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s, part of the 90s, one TV show back in the 90s that every one of us on planet Earth watched every Wednesday evening called 90210. That's right, the Beverly Hills Hotel. That's right. Often called the Pink Palace. It's been a cornerstone of Hollywood glamour for over a century. Beverly Hills 90210. Damn. Never forgetting it. Never. Okay. But what else is on the list? The Raffles Singapore, which is obviously in Singapore, birthplace of the Singapore sling. This colonial style hotel is a symbol of Eastern heritage and luxury. Oh my God, it's amazing. What else? What else? How about the last one? Hotel du Cap Eden Rock. I don't even know. Spelt D-U, but it's capital C-A-P hyphen capital E-D-E-N hyphen capital R-O-C. Whatever the hell it is. Cap Eden Rock. But say it like Frenchy, like Cap Eden Rock. I don't even know. That's stupid. Okay. A legendary retreat on the French Riviera, long favored by royalty, artists, and the elite. Who just got 1% smarter? You did. You did. Come on now. Damn, aren't you getting excited? I know. What else is going on in the news today, people? What else? I know you're excited. How do you not get excited about this crazy stuff, man? I love it. And as owners, we need to hear cool crap without any of the noise of the propaganda of the media, right? So that's the purpose of the show, man, is to give it to you, bro. What else is going on? Let's see here. Okay. This was actually posted by Dickie Bush. And check this out. Here's this thing. The king of YouTube, which we all know, Mr. Beast. And by the way, you guys know one of my big life values. I'm a big believer in eating my own home cooking, which means if I think it's delicious, I'm telling you about it. I will not tell you anything that I do not think is delicious, and I'm not eating myself. You've got to go see Beast Games. Oh my God. It is a 3-woot show. Woo, woo, woo. For sure, Beast Games is 3 woots. Okay. Go watch season 1. The amount of world records they broke, even in that first season. Okay. Season 2, amazing. Another show, Traders. And Rebecca and I just wrapped up the UK finale last night. And by the way, the dude in Ted Lasso, not Ted Lasso, but the other assistant coach that's like British, and he's like, oh, la. Okay, you know what I'm talking about if you've seen Ted Lasso. This dude is on the season of Traders UK. Oh my God. I don't know, man. My favorite, I love Traders. Okay. It's basically just a team of people, and the host handpicks 3 of them to be traders. And if one of the 3 can make it into the finale, they win all the money. Okay. Even though there's 2 or 3, they get it all. And if they don't make it in and people vote them out, because you have to guess who the trader is. Oh my God, it's fantastic. Okay. Go watch it. But go watch Beast Games. And here's what Dickie Bush says. Over the last 12 months, he gained over 50 million subscribers. So he said, I binge watched 100 hours of his videos to study how he's done it so quickly. And here's his 3-part framework. Are you ready? Are you freaking ready? Where is it, Dickie? Oh, here it is. Capture attention. This is straight from the number 1 YouTuber in the world. 300 and almost 50 million subscribers just on YouTube USA. 3 parts to capture attention, keep the attention, and deliver absurd levels of entertainment to that attention. Yep. Now pair that framework with an unmatched work ethic, and you get a potent combination for rapid growth. What? Dickie, genius, bro. Genius. You get that's definitely 2 woot worthy. Woo woo. Dickie gets a woo woo. That's right. Dickie gets a woot woot. But I know you didn't just come for the news. You guys also like little lessons and stuff, right? So before we wrap up, it's literally the most important part of the show. Like, the news is cool. This stuff is like game changer. Okay. So when I was thinking about it this morning, and you guys know I get up at 3 a.m. I'm actually finishing my business degree. So like from 3 to 5, I do school. And then starting like around 5:30, I start prepping for the show. And so literally from the time I wake up, basically all day long, I'm just immersed in business. And so, but one of my big goals that I got done last year, because we've got accounting offices kind of all over. And if you try to drive to those offices, it's kind of a bear. And so my wife and I made a decision a couple years ago that I get my pilot's license. So that way I can eventually start flying to the offices and getting there a lot quicker. But here's probably the most important lesson I learned getting my pilot's license, which I believe you'll see how it applies to us in the real world. And that is, if you're somebody that struggles all the time, like you'll say something and everybody misunderstands you, like you're always misunderstood. Okay, um, there's a couple things. One, you're not self aware, so you need to work on your self awareness. And operating with the 4 C's of feedback and imagining a cash register will do wonders for that self awareness. Okay, but um, oftentimes you're saying things that are causing confusion. And here's the lesson: every word counts, every letter matters. Every word counts, every letter matters. Let me give you an example. I'm getting my pilot's license. Okay. And now, this little local airport, but it's controlled. And by the way, one of the greatest things that you can do is get your lessons at a controlled airport. Yes, it's task saturation, but you learn how to tower talk day one, and that in itself is its own language. Okay, but it's beautiful. It's like a rhythm. Okay, between the pilot and the ATC, it's like a rhythm. And so um, I would pulling up to the taxiway, like up to the runway. There's like this holding short line. Okay, and you cannot cross that without permission. If it's a controlled airspace or tower, you can't cross it without permission. Okay, so and you always basically like, hey, here tower, 284 Victor, ready for takeoff, holding short on 18 right, looking for a southwest departure, something like that. Okay, and that's exactly what I said for months and months. Um, Tail Summer 284 Victor, ready for takeoff, holding short on 18 right, looking for southwest departure. Over and over again. And finally, the ATC and tower, by the way, when he comes on to talk, everybody in that airspace dialed in that frequency can hear everything he says. It's on purpose. Think about air travel like a real live game of Marco Polo. Like it's like Marco Polo, and you're just trying to keep everybody away from everybody. It's actually brilliant how it works, but it seems like it's chaos, but it's actually organized chaos. And I say it again. So listen to me. Listen to me. Listen, Linda. I say 284 Victor, holding short on 18 right, ready for takeoff, looking for a southwest departure. And ATC comes on and he says, 284 Victor, you're holding short of 18 right, not on 18 right. Of, on. 2 letters. Now, as I say that, don't you understand that those mean 2 completely different things? They're not even in the same category. One is you're holding before, the other one is you're holding on. If you're holding on, you're about to get a call from the FAA. That's what I'm saying. Every word counts, every letter matters. Okay, so be intentional. You guys, be careful about what you say and be cool about the feedback, man. Stop taking the feedback personally. Take your business personally. Stop taking the feedback personally. It's causing you problems and you're losing customers because you are you get offended over everything. Stop it. Today, stop it. Put the boundaries up. See a cash register when you hear it. You're like, oh my God, I love it. Give me more of it. Then you get addicted to it because you just keep seeing cash, 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 cash. Right? Right? Now, are you guys ready for the Scott Adams reframe of the day? I know you are. I know you are, you crazy cats. Well, we are in chapter 2. It's the success reframes chapter. And here's the title of it. Oh my God, you're going to be so excited. You're going to be so freaking excited. Okay. Wanting versus deciding. This is so big. This is literally why you're being held back because you don't understand this. And I'm going to do my best to explain it because it's like when you're trying to explain love, you can't explain something you can't. It's difficult. Let me explain there's something wanting and deciding because what you think is when you really, really, really want something, that's deciding. Nope. That just means you really, really want something. So here's what I want you to imagine. We live in the third dimension. Okay. 3-dimensional world. But there's a fourth dimension of thought. And I want you to imagine a conveyor belt, always moving, always moving. Like when you go to those like sushi restaurants and like you're like sushi's coming around the track, right? And it drops right there. Imagine there's a conveyor belt right here, always moving. And you say, I want to be rich. You put on the conveyor belt. Want, you don't actually focus on it. So you're like, I want to be rich. You drop it on the conveyor belt. And then like it goes by and you're like, I want to be skinny. And you drop it on the conveyor belt. I want a six pack. I want a perfect spouse. I want to be rich. I want $1 million. I want. The conveyor belt never stops. It just does this. Thing falls off. Thing falls off. Things falls off. Thing falls off. Deciding, you have to understand, the second you take your eye off that item, the conveyor belt starts moving. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? The second you stop looking at the item on the conveyor belt starts moving, right? If you want something, you're looking all over the place. If you've decided, you can't help but focus on it. And for me, let me give you like a little, how I know that between a want and a decide, okay? For me, when I have a burden, so I operate on burdens, okay? So I always tell, I'm like the dirty Apostle Paul. You know, he always talked about he had a burden in his side and he prayed to be gone. It never did. And it was something that he carried with him. And trust me, people that have burdens, the reason why they get what they want is because selfishly, for them to have the burden removed, they've got to accomplish the goal. But the burden never leaves, meaning they never, ever, ever, ever take their eyes off the object on the conveyor belt. And their mindset is like the explorer Cortez. We land on shore, order the men to burn the ships. We either conquer or we get conquered, but there is no retreat. That is deciding. And that is why when you hear Elon Musk, and they ask him all the time, I saw this a couple of years ago, where do you get the motivation? He said, what motivation? We're literally changing the world. Either we come up with sustainable energy that has nothing to do with oil and gas, and we figure out how to hang out in space, because it's not if, but when the poles are going to shift. We're going to have a huge worldwide flood. We have them every 6 to 12,000 years. And we got to figure that out, or we're going to be gone. And here's what he said. We either do or die trying. That is deciding. I tell everybody, my stuff, when mine is a burden, it happens unless I'm D or C, dead or in a coma. Okay? That is deciding. Usual frame, I want to do something. Reframe, I've decided to do something. If it's a burden, you'll do it. Are you tracking? Come on now. I know this is, for some of you, that just changed your life. I know it did. But you guys know, we had, in my opinion, the greatest episode of Business for Breakfast you've ever seen. I know. But here's the deal. You guys know you're not alone. You want to be part of a peer advisory group? We open them up to the first of the month to you. Doesn't cost you a penny. You now have no reason to have your own executive council, your own personal board of directors of peers. And it's going to help you do 3 things. Give you clarity. All of our peer advisory groups, we start at the first of the month. They're 12-week sessions. You bring in your goals. The team is going to help you with clarity. Number 2, they're going to hold you accountable. It's going to be a team that helps you accomplish your goals. And number 3, they're going to help you minimize your mistakes, especially ones that cost you money. Come on now. I know I'm preaching to somebody here. Come on now, right? So here's the deal. If you have questions about accounting, bookkeeping, tax work, payroll, I got an idea for a business that I want to start. I've been stuck here for a couple of years. I need to get unstuck. Whatever it is, man. You got 2 ways to hit us. 2 ways. businessforbreakfastradio.com. Submit a question. I'll reply back. I'll read it on the air, or talk to me directly. Speakwithaaron.com. Speakwithaaron.com. That's aaron.com. That's how you get me. Always get to me. Questions, whatever it is. And I think you guys understand that you can't have a better 1 hour in the morning than what you just had. Right? Am I talking to somebody? You know I am. All right, guys. You've got the news. You've got the tips and tricks. Now go get this day. Remember, guys, don't just work in your business. Make sure you mind your own business. I'm your host, Aaron Novinger, the Venti Business Guy, and you know what time it is, you beautiful people. What time is it, people? It's freaking time to get to work. Pow!